welcome to the Unscripted show with Phoebe, and this is the fourth episode of this show. We are indeed progressing. This is the fourth episode of this show. You have a dream, follow that dream through. Of course, there'll be challenges. Do you think that this show is done and we do not encounter challenges? I encounter challenges even through to today. But because there is a dream and there's a reason for pursuing that dream, I endeavor to push it through to the end. So I welcome you to this fourth episode of Unscripted on the Impact Show with Phoebe. We wait for our guest to join us, Engineer Namdo Nachuku. This man is amazing. This man is loaded with experience. He's loaded with so much knowledge, and I know that you have been waiting for this day. Yeah, invite your friends. Simply share the link or share this video to your friends, on all your social media platforms, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and every other one of them, okay, that you are on. Of course, I know that you are on so many others. You can't be on just one platform at all, not in this age. So come on, why not do that? Just share the link, share this program going on now, and let others join. You don't want to be the only one to know how this wonderful man moved from suffering, moved from so much adversity to becoming a billionaire today. You want to know how he made his first $1 billion. Yeah, you heard it right. $1 billion, not 1 billion naira, but dollars. You want to know how he did that? And I do want to know. I'm so happy to see you. Chinanya, you are welcome. I can see you are watching us. Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. While we wait for our guest to join us, he has been here. He just went off to attend to one or two technicalities and return. I can't wait to have him here to see him, and we have this show on. So, if you've been following us, what are the things you have learned? What are the come on? Last episode was fire. Last episode, if you missed last episode, then you really missed a lot. You missed a lot. I tell you missed a lot. We had Prof. Adebayo join us last episode, and he gave us so much value. He gave us so much information. In fact, let me read out something to you while we wait for our guest to join us. So, one of the things he said, that is our guest for the previous episode, of the things he said is that your brain is given to you for gain. So you are expected to profit from this brain that you have. I'm expected to profit from the brain I have. I am blessed with a brain that should produce results in so many areas. So your brain is given to you for gain. Another thing that he said is that there is no one that God created empty. There is no one that God created empty. Okay, another thing he said, I wrote down so many, so I'm just trying to, select which ones. I won't tell you all of them. No. If you want to watch the full video, go to our YouTube channel and watch them. Yeah, watch the whole episode 1, 2, and 3. You can watch them. I don't know if our guest is here with us. Let me check. Okay, not yet. I think I'm still trying to sort out something. Yeah, so as we're talking about some of the points that the previous guest shared with us on this amazing show, the Unscripted show, another point he made was, yes, he said you shouldn't allow your background limit you. He said that you should not allow your background to limit you. Rather, you should leverage it, and that is so true. Don't let your background limit you, okay? This is what Prof. Adebayo said I should tell you. Do not let your background limit you, because you are bigger than background. Yes, you are far bigger than that, okay? And another thing he said was that connectivity with divinity makes you relevant in humanity. Connectivity with divinity makes you relevant in humanity. Being connected with divinity, which is God, makes you relevant in humanity. It makes you relevant for all ages. It makes you relevant. That people will always talk about you. Okay, come on. Why not check those of the previous generations? How we keep talking about them and the things they did, and that is because some of them connected themselves with God. Success without succession is failure. Success without succession is failure. So you should have a successor, okay? You should have someone who is taking over from you, which means you have to succeed. Come on, you don't want somebody or your children taking over from you in poverty. No. That is not what this show is for. This show is created, is made to help you fulfill your dreams, okay? You know that I am all about bringing dreams to reality. Yes, I am all about stopping your purpose, knowing how to fulfill your purpose, creating a dream out of that purpose and pursuing it till you fulfill it. That is what everything I do is about. Everything I do, my Skills Academy, every damn thing I do is centered around this. So you need to succeed. I do not attach myself. I have nothing to do with negativity. I have nothing to do with poverty. I have nothing to do with lack. I have nothing to do with whatever is not good. And it should be the same for you too. It should be the same for you too, okay? Yeah. Okay, just stay with me. Do not go anywhere. Stay with me while let me just check out guests. He has been here with us. The issue was with his tab, so he would like to just do some switching. So just be patient. Why not use this time to invite others now. Invite others now. Are you going to enjoy this show alone? Come on. It's not good though. Invite others. Make una they can pay for this program. And more than they can pay for this. This is where you should be. Come on. This is where you got to relax yourself on this Sunday. Okay, the last Sunday in the month of May. The last Sunday in the month of May. And after this show, I'm going to tell you who our guest for next month is. Yeah, we'll be bringing a beautiful woman at this show next month. So after this show, I'm going to tell you who will be bringing on the show for next month and what she will be talking about. Yeah. But please, as you are here, don't log out. Just go and invite others, okay? Don't log out. Just go. Tell your roommates, tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell everybody to come and join us on the Unscripted show with me, Phoebe Christian. Yeah. And let's do this. I know that some persons will have questions already. Okay, yes sir, and I'm bringing you in right about now. Yeah. Welcome you, engineer sir. Ready to sing an anthem to welcome you, sir. I'm glad to have you here. Yes sir, you are welcome to this show, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me very well?
Loud and clear, very well, sir.
Oh. Interestingly, I was feeling with a bit of the technology, the tab, the phones. I mean, but it's okay. Thank God we're here. So, Ms. Phipps, you are doing a good job. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much for that. I am honored. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'm very honored. Thank you, sir. So, welcome everybody once again. You are welcome, and we have our wonderful guest with us, and that means we shoot right now. We shoot right now. So, sir, I want to move in because we have just few minutes to do this, and I know that everybody wants to hear. I know, but they don't want to hear me today. They don't know me today. It is you they want to hear how this man made his first $1 billion, because this is what people want to achieve. This is what they want to achieve. So, sir, we welcome you here, sir. Sir, now I would just want to ask you one question first of all. The viewers want to know you. Like I said, they don't even care about me. They know too much. They don't want to see me today. Please, sir, just tell us briefly about yourself.
Okay. I want to where to start. Describing myself, so I don't take a lot of your time. First of all, I welcome the friends, the viewers who are connecting from places and far and near. You are all welcome to this show. This is the Unscripted, and my sister Phoebe is doing a great job, and it's my pleasure to be here. I apologize for the few moments of technical glitch, like the English you hear from the government, or who do you call them, those guys that organize the election. So, however, we are here now and we are live. My name is Namdi Felix Punachuku. Yeah, I'm an engineer by training. I studied electronics engineering many years back in UNN. That's how I would describe my journey. Let me start from the tertiary institution instead of going back to the primary and secondary. And but something happened when I went to UNN. I was actually admitted to study pharmacy, but along the line I read something in the newspaper how the jet age was coming. That was far back 1992, 93. So I made up my mind that I would be part of the jet age. And what I did most was to see how I could convert from pharmacy to engineering and electronics for that matter. And it worked for me. Going forward then, when I graduated in 1999, served, I went to Lagos Business School in 2004, where I did what is called owner management program, because I came in as an engineer into business world. So I needed some level of training on management. So I went to Lagos Business School. From Lagos Business School, I've gone to so many other, where and there to gather knowledge. I later got my MBA. That was about 3-4 years ago from a university in University of South Wales in the UK. And currently, I am a student of UCA University in Spain. I'm studying, doing my DBA. So something is driving me, and basically it's entrepreneurship, how to make money, like my sister said. Where I'm doing my thesis, the thesis is still on entrepreneurship. In fact, the topic of my thesis is just my doctoral thesis, how teaching of entrepreneurship in primary school could help Africa, Nigeria as a case, out of poverty and crime. That's what I am doing right now currently. Another thing is that I'm a pastor. I pastor a church in Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal Movement, Lekki Parish of the church. So I'm a father, married to a beautiful wife called Mukali, and we have 4 kids. Our kids, 2 of them are currently taking their SSC. So you see that they are growing. I started that journey of marriage 90 years ago. So I can see that I can say, that I'm a happy man. I'm a happily married man, and I do the work of God. I guess that's the story of my life. If you want to know more, you can even go to my handle on Facebook and read more about me.
Wow, wonderful! I love this, sir. You really saw the future. This is what foresight is about. Many years ago, you looked into the future and you knew that the jet. You just knew that tech, or where you should go into should be engineering, science inclined. Wow, this is good, sir. So there's something you said which I've written down, and before we end this program, I'll need to ask you a question on that, and that is on your thesis that you're writing. So to the next question, sir, I want you to tell us. Now you've told us about your just briefly, and of course briefly about your experience from university education. Now I want to know, sir, your background and the adversities you faced, because there's something I believe in. I believe, or I know that no successful man just attains success like that. Success is gotten from struggles, from failures and challenges. So I want to hear from you. What are the adversities that you faced growing up through to when you began to see light? Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. If you talk about that, that's something that is vast. It's something I can only describe in my book that will soon come up. We've written that book, editing it now, about my journey. Is something you have the ups and downs. That is life for you. It depends on the aspect you want me to discuss. If it is discussing the aspect of life as an entrepreneur, I would say that it's been a long journey, because my mother, God be with her, she introduced me to entrepreneurship right from when we were small. I was in primary school, and she taught me how to take care of her birds, her poultry. And at the end of the day, she would take me to market, go we sell it, and I was happy. And those days, each time there was this, what do you call it again? This stuff that killed the birds. I don't know the right word again now, but I will always cry, because I would see all the birds that I was taking care of. Something would just come and kill them overnight, and I couldn't help them. Beyond that, she now introduced me when I was in junior secondary. So I'll come back during holiday, I'll go to her store. There's something that happened to me in Easter. Yes, I met a family. I sat with them on a round table in a wedding. And I was looking at one of them. I started laughing. I said, look, I remember your mom. Their mom is late now. I said, I remember your mom and how she was helping me when I was late to going to my mom's store. And, there were women who sell baby wear, sell all the, clothing about what women wear. So my mother will leave me there, especially Saturdays, and she will go for one event or the other with my dad, and she will give me my lunch, the little money she give me for lunch. And I make up my mind that until I close a deal, until I sell anything, I wouldn't go for lunch. And sometimes around 3, I'll be so hungry, I've not sold anything, I will cry. And this Mama Joel, the guy, Mama Joel, we just come together. Say, no, why are you crying? I said, I'm not sold anything, I'm not going to eat anything. The woman will say, no, my son, you're going to eat something. I say, no, I will not eat. So what she will do is to direct one of our customers. Those customers will come to me, they will say, where's your mom? You don't have any elder here that could give them this kind, they walk away. So I couldn't kind of close any deal. And the woman will now bring somebody and say, come on, buy, even if it's feeding bottle. So once they buy something, I will rush out to go where they're selling food. But then the food was finishing and food, and I just buy it that way and eat. So I was learning something, then I'm training myself, because I will refuse to eat until something happens, until I get money to at least, I get a support, something like making a step to believe that I could not go eat. Okay, now, going forward, something happened to me when I was in secondary, when I finished secondary, when we were waiting for JAMB and the rest of this. So I started doing this business as it was like a partnership with my mom, and she would give me a certain percent, which is 25%. Ask me, if you sell, I give you 25% of the profit. Trust mothers now. So when after the sale, she look at the profit and look at that, it's so big. She said, no, I'm not going to give you that much. I'll cut it to 10%. So it was a struggle. We settled the matter before my dad, and I was training myself. So when I got admission, then I had set up a business. I had about 3 Okada doing, running around for me in a place called Orile. I was in year 1, year 2. And then I had a store. Where they were selling footwear for me, canvas and the rest of them. So I had somebody who was working for me then selling those stuff. So one of the days I came back, that was actually 1996, 97. I came back from school. Once I will return from school. I'll be going to the store to do 1 or 2 things for myself. So one time there was fire incident in a place called Mandela's, Lagos, and the whole thing consumed everything I had worked for. It was so devastating. I came back, I lay down on my bed, I was crying because my parents didn't know I had a store. My father didn't know. But the fire incident allowed my father gave some people money, especially people from our church and our village. He gave them money, to support them, the people that were victims of the fire. He didn't know I had a store. So somebody else told him, "Don't you know now your son had a store here?" He said it's a lie. So he came back, saw me lying down, not eating. He said, "Bros, what's your problem? What's going on?" I like you had a store in Mandela's and you didn't tell me. So I didn't need to tell you. Yes, I had this store. He said, and he went into flames. You can imagine, long time ago, 1996, I lost about 600,000 naira. You know what it means then? So I say, yes, this, that. And he called me up, started advising me. I said, that's the journey of a man. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you lose. But don't kill yourself. Just stand up. And instead of it was training for me. So when I graduated, you're telling me how you turn adversity to certain things. So when I graduated, or while I was still in school anyway, I started making more money. Before I graduated, I had saved a lot of money. I was, as a student, I was in campus fellowship, so I didn't have any need of chasing women or spending money with boys. So I was just saving my money, and I was hiding it that you wouldn't even know. Some people knew that, because I came in, I was using a car in UNN, and it was rare then during my time, and people felt that I have so much money. Yeah, but you wouldn't see me go moving around, with boys to spend, and so I was saving my money. That's what I mean. So when it was time for youth service, I had gotten some money, and I felt, look, now that I've studied engineering, and I know that the future holds for me in tech. So I would just move away from family business, which was fashion, footwear, selling ladies' shoes. Ladies of those days, they would have heard about flamingo and the rest of this. So these are things we were selling those days. So I moved away entirely. I decided to set up a cyber cafe. And in the cyber cafe, my vision was to, leave all the other world entirely, leave the store, leave everything, and I focused on this cyber cafe. And not knowing that God was, planning it to define me using that part of business. And that's exactly my story and my journey. When I started I started with 2 computers. With 2 computers, just 3 persons. I employed them, and you asked me another thing about adversity. I was actually posted. I had set up that business, and I was posted to go and serve in Bayelsa. The day I got my call-up letter, I set up a business in Lagos, and somebody posted me to Bayelsa. I cried. I said, no, I'm not going to do this. So you know what I did? My story is long, though, unless you want to hear. So I went to Abuja. I went to the JAMB office in Abuja, hoping that somebody would help me. So I got there, I found out that the crowd, nobody was going to help me. So it was remaining just a day to get to camp, otherwise that would be, those punishments. So that day, I ran into the office of the DG. The soldiers didn't know when I escaped. I ran, climbed the ticket, and fell on the ground. The soldiers came to beat me. So how did you get here? I said, I'm sorry, I was crying, I was on the ground. So I was determined.
Yes.
So this story, when I said it, I feel so ashamed of myself. And the man said, okay, so what's the issue? I said, look, I need to be in Lagos, and they said Lagos camp is filled up. This, that, I can't go to Bayelsa. And I gave 2 excuses. Number one, I don't know how to swim. And I learned Bayelsa is full of water. And secondly, that my mother is not feeling well, and the first son, and he likes me around her, and my mother lives in Lagos. And the man said, okay, on the basis of these reasons, I'm going to sign and get you to Lagos, but I promise you one thing, you are going to miss the camp, because even if you take a night bus, you won't meet the camp. I said, the camp was ending that day. So he said I should come the next day. That's the day the camp was closing. So he signed the stuff for me. My head was like, what do I do now? It was 11 a.m. I couldn't go to camp. I went to park. I didn't see any bus. I said, look, I'm going to be in that camp today. You know what I did? I didn't have a lot of money on me. I went to the airport. I got to the airport. I didn't have enough money. I went to the DG Nigerian Airways. I said, sir, you must give me a rebate. I'm a copper. This, that. I drop everything on him. I said, I don't have enough money, but I have to fly. Once I get away from my office, I insisted I refused to go. He called the security. I refused to go. I said, you must put me in this plane. The last flight I was going that night, that was 4 p.m. So he said, like I said, my story is too long, unless you want to get. So after a long while, after a long drag, I told the man, look, I must be in camp. So the man now had to sign and say I should pay half price, which was 50,000. Which was 50%. So I paid, and I found myself inside the flight. I was so happy. Yeah, I'm getting to Lagos. When we landed, really, I moved to Lagos camp. When I got to camp, it was like, whoa, I made it down Lagos. So that is my journey. And you talk about adversity. I faced a number of them. You know, I don't know where to track it from. So the one I've been able to track is how I started business, how I was able to break through all those hurdles, and I came in and I started running my business. While I was serving, each time I have opportunity, I was serving a company. Each time I have opportunity, I would just ask the company to give me a little lead. I will move to Dubai, bring in some stuff, for networking. Those days they do what is called LAN, local area network. That's what I was using to make money then. So all of a sudden I started getting contract. Even I got contract with First Bank. I got contract. A couple. So I was hustling this thing only myself. He now took me 2000, 2001, and I was hustling all these things. Another part of my story I want to tell is that when I opened the cyber cafe, I found out that people were not using internet. They didn't understand internet. Internet was novel. Not much people know about it. So the place where my father gave me opportunity to use in a marketplace somewhere in Mushi, the place they call Idioro. So I found out that all the guys there who import electronics didn't have email address. So I approached them and said, they say no, they don't know anything about email. They just use their fast. They go to night and they play the call net. They get their fast the next day. He said, no, I'm going to handle this. Just give me the card your supplier gave you. So then you give me the card and we'll find email address. I will go send email to those people. They will reply. I'll come and give those guys. What magic is this? So I told them I can open email address for you guys. Those days were the days of Yahoo, Hotmail, what do you call it? There was no Gmail then. So I was opening this thing and I was just taking a fee of 1,000 from them. So everybody will go and tell his friends, see, I just sent an email. The next minute I got an answer. This guy is doing magic here. So that's how almost everybody there in the market were coming for email address. And I printed a form they will fill. I'll give them email address. I will get from their number or calling maybe email address for them. Give them what do you call it, a password, because I was the one checking it for them. So I will check it, print everything, go and give them. They'll give me money. So I was opening those things. It was, to open an email was just free, but I opened it for 1,000. So all of a sudden I found out that I had clients up to 1,000 of them, and I made $1 million. Wow! What I did, I went into marketing. I now targeted Idumota market. I targeted Balogu market. I started sending guys, to go and market and so I'll be opening email for them. Believe you me, I had more than 3,000 clients opening email at 1,000. I was giving those guys 200 naira that were marketing for me. So I was taking 800. So I made a lot of money then. Like I said, what you need to learn from my story is, number one, is ability to see opportunity and grab the opportunity and grab it firmly, and always think ahead. What I do in my life, I do a lot of thinking. I sit down like this. I could just imagine from here to London and come back and imagine all the hurdles, imagine how I could maneuver them. So that's my life anyway. So and God being on my side, because it is just by grace, it's not just by power. I have to acknowledge God for his great work in my life. So my sister, another adversity, from there, mobile phone man came. So that one is another story on its own. You are asking me how did you make $1 million or the first $1 million you made in your life. That would be the story of my mobile phone if we have time to tell that story. So I think that's the startup, because everybody's not looking at that. But if you're talking about here, I guess those teething issues, those startup, what affects you, how do you continue, how dogged you go about this, resisting going to Bayelsa, insisting, getting it in Lagos was one thing I felt was a mileage for me in life. Coming to Lagos was something that set me up. It would have been a setback if I had gone to Bayelsa and there would be no internet, no facility around me. It would have been a setback.
Thank you so much, sir. You see, I told you, this guest that we are bringing here has loads of information for you. I know that we have already gotten so much that if we had to edit here, you'll be satisfied, but no, we are going to finish it. I don't give up. So, sir, I want to now ask you the main question. Everybody now is eager to hear when and how you made your first $1 million. So please, can you share the story with us? Thank you, sir.
I've done something on that. It's on YouTube currently. I might not be telling all the whole story, but one thing I would say, I want some, in telling stories, I really want somebody to pick something from my story. So it do not be like, tell by moonlight, we had a story and you're not taking anything from the story. I want somebody to take something from my story. So I would say, this is how I made my first $1 million. Not a rocket science, not 419, not anything, but just positioning myself, being at the right place at the right time. That's one. Another one is believing it and going for it. Vision. That's what vision matters. So when I talk about vision here, I'm going to expatiate on vision, because again, that's just the biggest driver of everything we do in life as people. Now, when I was going to Dubai, the first time I went to Dubai, that was in 2001. I kept going to Dubai, so I would go to the first. Dubai was a bad experience. It was really a bad experience. People didn't tell me everything. I thought I was going to overseas. I packed my sweater. I didn't know it was a hot season in Dubai. When I got there, they trapped me at the airport, questioned me a lot of things. My visa was, a lot of things. It was my first experience. I was there waiting until they had to do my visa change. I got in there. So when I went into the bathroom, I turned the knob, to take a shower. I didn't know. It was hot. Wow, the thing almost burned my skin. I ran away from the bathroom. So my journey of Dubai started. So I'll go to Board Dubai, place the code Board Dubai. I'll buy all those RJ11, the one they call Cat 5 and the rest of them. I'll bring them in for my networking, and I was selling it. And I was selling it to even the places where I did my what they call IT. I was selling to those companies. I was selling to them all the bundles of Cat 5. And the rest of things they were using for networking. So something happened in 2001, August precisely. I wanted to be part of the first to use the GSM because it was my space, kind of my space. So I wanted to feel it. We were talking about GSM. I studied engineering, electronics for that matter. So I wanted to see how this. So I wanted to be part of the first 10 or first 20 to use GSM. So I positioned myself. Immediately the thing came. I was not in Nigeria. My cousin bought it for me, and he got me this phone they called V50. I can't forget, for 52,000 naira. Can you imagine those days? 52,000 naira. If you convert it in dollars, then it was so much money. So when the guy said, "Oh, I bought it, it's 52,000," and I had to beg to buy it, same car then was selling for almost 4,000, 3,000 naira. So I said, "Wow, that is so costly." But luckily for me, I was just, my hotel in Diara, the place they call Diara Park, was just facing a little market where they sell mobile. So across there, I met one Indian, if I remember vividly, who sells mobile. I said, "Look, does this your stuff?" He said, "Does it work in Africa?" He said, "Yeah, my friend." He said, "My friend, it just said work everywhere, work everywhere." I said, "Sure. How much is this?" He told me. Now I was able to convert the rate from dirhams to naira, and somewhere around 19,000. I say, no, it's a lie. I call my cousin again. How much did you say you bought this? Somebody for 52. And I had only $7,000 on me. I said to the guy, if this thing doesn't work, what do I do? He said, bring it back. You know what I did? I bought everything. I bought the $7,000 worth of the phones. So I was coming back with it. My heart was beating. We were like, this risk, this is crazy. How could you just take a risk, leaving what you know how your business, and now jumping into the area you don't know, which is risk. And I will warn you, cut your risk appetite. My own was too large. So I brought in those phones right at the airport because I was panicking. I called the guy, come to the airport, come with a SIM card. So when he came to the airport, he had announced to some people that I was coming with some phones. So when he came to the airport, Madam Mohammed, immediately I came out from the immigration, I saw him here. I said, give me phone. I was first thing. I opened the bag. I brought one of the phones. We put the SIM. And the network came. How? We called somebody and he answered. I said, bro, this is working. And people there were waiting for me at Body Thomas. So we moved immediately. Body Thomas is somewhere in Lagos. So we went Body Thomas. We saw the guys who were waiting to buy. They said their SIM. And this thing was working. I said, how much are you going to sell it? I said, give me 42,000. Hey, they were so happy. I was giving them 10,000 naira discount. And that day, I sold out everything. Immediately, I called Ify that was buying my ticket. I said, Ify, my ticket. Then we're using Ethiopian Air or using Kenya Airline. So he bought it. Immediately, I go home. I told my father I was traveling the next morning. He said, what do you mean? You just coming back? I said, I'm traveling the next morning. I left immediately. Then I had like double of the money I came with. So I went back immediately. I went to the guy. I told the guy, bro, this thing worked too. I packed the thing again. I came back. I sold it out in 2 days. I bought my ticket again. So I was shuttling Dubai 3 times a week. That's where hard work doesn't kill anybody. And I will tell you what I was doing. I will just sleep in the plane. Once I land, I'll go to the guy, buy the stuff, tie it. The next, because it was the flight was always 3 a.m. I will go to the airport. I will not have any sleep. You go there, I'll just walk, buy my goods, tie it, coming back. So this thing was growing, my money was growing from $10,000 to 20 to 40 to 50. It was just growing like this. I don't move it. I know how I used to carry my money. I hide it somewhere till at the point I could not hide it. I would not carry it in a sack. And I was going to Dubai. Then it was allowed to go with cash. So, okay, you want to hear, what really helped me to make the $1 million? So number one, you could see in my story, the risk. I took the risk, the bold step, and it went fine for me. To some people, it would go bad. And beyond that, I started working hard, I didn't relent. I didn't say, oh, now that I met this girl, let me go and throw party and the rest of it. No. I was saving it. I was, growing the money as it was coming. And I was running around, going to Dubai minimum twice a week. I was shuttling Dubai. It was not a pleasant thing, to enter plane, come back, and then it was not a pleasant thing. Why am I sweating under AC? Is it the story? Okay. Now, it was not a pleasant thing, but I will tell you something. I kept doing it, working hard, and opportunity now provided itself very well. Because I was selling and people were coming to buy. And one guy one day, showed up and said that he has contract with Econet. Then he was one of those service providers, and the network, the network company, Econet, it has transformed to what you call Airtel today. I don't know whether I say answer Airtel. I don't remember. They've been baptizing. So it was then Econet. So the guy said, oh, I got this contract to supply 5,000 units of phones, and he gave me it's not like a photocopy of it. He flashed it. I said, look, this guy must be a crook. This guy must be a fraud. So I didn't answer him. When he left, I didn't escort him. So he left. I looked down from my window. I saw that this guy actually came with a nice car. Trying to size up this guy. Came on a nice car, S3, BMW. He shouldn't be kidding. So I said, okay, come back the next day. He came back again. I said that he meant it too. I said, look, I'm not going to supply weight for 45 days or 30. You're going to give me cash on delivery. He said yes. But what will happen is that we'll go to Express Discount House. They will discount the invoice, and then I will get my pay. I said, wonderful. I said, okay, before I do anything, let's go for the meeting first. So we went to meeting at the Express Discount House. I was looking younger then. I was, if you understand what I mean very well, I was below, I was in my 20s, you know. So when we went there, that day we were going, I said to myself, you're looking so young to stand before maybe MD of Express Discount House. What will I be telling them? So what I did was that I went to the costliest food in my shelf. We usually buy it too because not everybody had money to buy it. It was for the bourgeoisie. So what I did was I carefully opened that stuff and took the same kind and put it in food. It was the costliest food then in Nigeria, so, or in the world. So I went to Express Discount House. I came with just my T-shirt. So they brought me in. The guys were like, oh, Ross, are you the one? I said, I'm the one. So in order to tell what I mean, I took that food, I dropped it on their table. And it was like, wow. One of them wanted to grab it. I said, no. He said, no, I just want to have a fear.